A show based on the facts, honesty, the man, the myth, the legend, ChristiTutionalist Joseph M. Leonard.
Welcome to ChristiTutionalist Politics Podcast, aka CTP, in association with TheLibertyBeacon.com, and I am your host, Joseph M. Leonard, and that's Leonard. CTP is your no muss, no fuss, just me, you, and occasional guest type podcast. Really appreciate you tuning in. As Graham Norton would say, let's get on with the show! Hoping everyone will have a happy Thanksgiving, as well as moving into the month of December, of course. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and it won't be long. Happy New Year. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 76. I have the very, very old now, just bullet points on there of what I was putting in TheLibertyBeacon.com, correlating corresponding piece for this show, government regulations and automobiles. Of course, it's not just about automobiles. DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. We need a whole separate DOGE just to delve into the countless thousands and thousands pages of regulations alone that need to be lined out and done away with. But I wanted to, since I'm based here in Detroit, mainly focus on the auto regulations. And what brought this about was I was at an eatery a while back. I have a Pontiac Vibe. I happened to pull in next to somebody else who had a red Pontiac Vibe, different year, and we struck up a conversation. And cost of vehicles came up, right? I've got a 2009 silver Pontiac Vibe GT, not because I bought it, because my Grand Am years ago fell apart, couldn't stay on the road anymore, and thankfully, some cousins had the Vibe in their backyard sitting collecting dust, and they gifted it to me because I sure as heck wouldn't have been able to afford to buy another car. Yeah, the engine needed a little work, but that money put in was way less. And the maintenance keeping it on the road now, way less than had I had to try to buy a used car then. And why do used cars cost so much now? Well, we got to go back to Obama and cash for clunkers idiocy. The cash for clunkers concept was, let's get some of these old gas guzzlers and beaters and massive polluters off the road. But that's, of course, not what entirely happens. In the law, it was required in order to get the cash for clunker credit that car dealers were happy to help people get them into a new car. The trade-in had to go to the junkyard and be crushed. It couldn't even go to the junkyard and be used for parts. No, it had to be crushed. And there were a lot of vehicles, maybe shouldn't have been on the road anymore and needed to be crushed. But there were a lot of cars that were fixer-upper enough-able. Boy, there's a word that doesn't exist in reality, but I'm sure you follow, that dealers could have put a few hundred, maybe $1,000 into and resold it on the used car resale market. But no, all those cars were crushed, meaning there would be a supply shortage of used vehicles, driving up the cost 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% on used cars. And no, it's not a mistake. It's the leftist design. They want to force those poor people they pretend to care so much about, right? The 15-minute city thing. They don't want us able to own our own car and have freedom and mobility. They want to force as many people out of the automobile market entirely. That's part of the drive behind the pathetically expensive EVs. It's not just the climate alarmism scam and con and money laundering redistribution to their friends and family and donors and them getting campaign kickbacks. No, it's about pricing more and more and more people out of the market of automobiles entirely, pushing more people onto public transit, them having control over you, them localizing you, forcing you in the 15-minute city concept that you don't have a car to be able to drive from Detroit to Lansing or Detroit to Traverse City or Detroit down to Toledo, as we call Toledo, Ohio. They don't want you having that kind of freedom. We're dealing with the holidays now, right? Take a bus to grandma's. Excuse me? Pardon me? This is part of the American dream and the American way of life. And that's why the left wants it destroyed. So, of course, again, what I'm saying here now isn't in the government regulations in automobiles, zlibertybeacon.com corresponding correlating piece. And of course, again, as always, there will be things in the article that are not here, like video embeds, a EV special, part 1 and 2, John Stossel. You may remember him from long ago on Fox. He's out on his own, well-known libertarian, an actual libertarian, not like a today's libertarian. And he's got a special on the EVs, the myths, shattering the lies that the left keeps trying to tell about them, including, of course, endless EV fires and the need for special vehicles to be able to go with foam to put them out. You can't put water on the lithium ion battery chemical fires. It only makes the flames worse. You need the foam trucks, and not everywhere has got the foam trucks. And of course, if you've got an EV, if you don't time it right, you can only go so far because there aren't the refueling, the repowering stations enough everywhere. And who wants to go somewhere, travel 150 miles, and then have to sit for 4 hours to wait for your car to recharge so you can then drive another 150 miles and then wait another 4 hours for your car to charge so you could, and on and so on and so on and so forth. But at any rate, yeah, the cash for clunkers is just one of the more recent in the endless amount of leftist stupidity of government regulations, and they know better than you. They claim to be about choice, of course, only being a dodge when it comes to murdering babies. School choice? No. Light bulb choice? No. Food choice? No. Where you can live? No. They want to limit you on that too. How far you can go anywhere? No. No choice. The kind of car you could get, if you can afford one at all? No. They want to eliminate all gas-powered vehicles. The idiocy just never ends.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Podcast fans, get more about your favorite podcasts via deepcast.fm, transcripts, and all kinds of extra available information on your favorite podcasts, including ChristiTutionalist Politics podcast, is listed at deepcast.fm, as well as, are you a podcaster? Well, you can claim your free listing and more via Deepcast Pro. Check out tinyurl.com/DeepcastPro for podcasters for your free listing, and that's the number 4 in there. tinyurl.com/DeepcastPro for podcasters, the number 4, Deepcast Pro, the number 4 podcasters via tinyurl.com extension. Take care, all. You gotta check them out. Get more out of your podcast, whether you're the podcaster or the podcastee. Yeah, I think I just invented that word. It's all about commie, fascist, sociocrats, power and control, trying to, in a communist society, manage all aspects of other people's lives, eliminating all of our freedoms. I'm just going to check, but someone's first new car insurance issues. Okay, well, in the regulations and automobiles piece, I put forth a solution that we create a special carve out for GM and Ford, not Chrysler, because Chrysler's now an Italian company, owned and operated. And when they were Seabursts, they were French, I think it was, right? Was it French then, or was it Italian then and French now? Whatever. They're not an American company anymore. So American companies with American workers should get a break and an exemption, a special carve out that will allow them to go around all these regulations. Like insurance costs on a new car are way up because of all the stuff regulated in them. A person who first gets a new car, yes, their risk actuary table rates are going to be higher than others. But my point here is, if we get the cost of a simple entry-level car down, remember the Chevy Chevette, right? Let's give people an exemption, Ford and GM, to create a car without all the airbags. All the seat belt, like we survived with fervor, but now there are 50 airbags regulated into your car, causing the cost of your car to be $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 more than it should. So a first-time buyer or someone who's poor who can't afford a $30,000 vehicle, let alone a $50,000 or $75,000 EV, let's let them have a waiver. And if you want to buy one of these, you sign a waiver attesting, yes, I understand I'm buying a car without airbags in it, so I can have a $15,000 car that I can actually afford to put on the road and eliminate all the electric stuff. How about we get back to some mechanical stuff, like the windows that you actually roll up and roll down, and door locks that you actually have to lift or push down on your own? How about eliminating the ABS, making that an option? Remember when all these things, for us older folks, these used to be optional equipment, and if you wanted it and could afford it, you had them put it in it because you could afford it, and you asked for it, and you paid for it separately. Let's create that carve out so people can have some low-cost vehicles. Again, sign a waiver and sign an insurance waiver too. Yes, I know this car is less safe in protecting me in an accident than a vehicle that has 50 airbags. Okay, I understand that risk. I'm signing the waiver. I'm accepting that. It's the only way I can afford a car. Freedom of choice. But the government and the nanny state wanting to be everyone's protector, protecting them from themselves, and in the process, eliminating all our choices. Okay, at any rate, I think I've covered enough in the show. This is going to air November 30th, so hope you had a very nice Thanksgiving. I think I'll probably put the Thanksgiving and holidays pre-show thing in front of the show. Then wishing you all, of course, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yes, happy holidays. Because again, I'm Christian, not a jerk. I realize Christian sin of hubris. It's not me, my, all about me all the time. We can and should acknowledge other holidays other than just Merry Christmas. If I'm in a Christmas, pardon me, if I'm in a place where I know I'm surrounded by nothing but fellow Christians, yeah, I'm going to say Merry Christmas. But if I'm out in general public with all kinds of other people, seculars, atheists, Jewish people, Hindus, Buddhists, whatever, I'm going to say happy holidays because it's actually the Christian thing to do, to acknowledge hubris free. It's not all about me. It's about us. Okay, at any rate, this is another one of those things I could go on for hours. I've outlined so many points, and indeed, go to thelibertybeacon.com and see the piece. There's a lot more bullet point items touched upon. I only printed out the first page here with the notes. I don't have the actual full 5-page article that I've indeed already submitted to Roger over at the Liberty Beacon for him to be putting up Saturday, November 30th to go in conjunction with us. Okay. At any rate, I'm rambling. Okay. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Hey, gang, a brief interruption in the show about Christmas giving, kind of, sort of, or to ask, are you a coffee drinker? What about other coffee drinkers you know? It's indeed Christmas giving time, Hanukkah giving time. Again, I want to ask you, those coffee drinkers on your gift giving list, socks that'll get put in a drawer, they forgot you gave them, a tie or a shirt that'll end up buried in the back of the closet, they forgot you gave them. How about something useful like blackout coffee? Yes, I am partnering with Blackout Coffee. You can use promo code JOSEL20, Joseph for Joseph, L20 for 20% off. JOSEL20 promo code. Or Better yet, I've created a shortcut, tinyurl.com/blackoutcoffees. And of course, blackout coffees all run together as one word, not three separate words. So again, tinyurl.com. I love using their shortcut services /blackout coffees. Should take you right in and automatically apply your 20% discount. So for yourself or for others, this Christmas, give Blackout Coffee something you know they're going to use, something they're going to enjoy, something that they then fondly remember you and your gift every time they sip from the Blackout Coffee cup of coffee. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Merry Christmas. Thank you for having tuned in for ChristiTutionalist Politics Show. If you haven't already, please check out my primary internationally available book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you. Available anywhere books are sold. If you have locally run bookstores still near you, they can order it for you, or autographed copies are available online direct from me via terrorstrikes.info/shop. Be sure to check out more about today's discussion at thelibertybeacon.com, where my articles drop every Saturday. And let me remind, over time, the fancy high production items will come, but for now, for starters, it's just you as a very appreciated listener by me. All substance, no fluff, just straight to key discussion points. A show that looks at a variety of topics, mostly politics, through a Christian U.S. constitutionalist lens. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. God bless. Like and subscribe to ChristiTutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.
It is a myth that terrorism stopped during COVID. Unfortunately, mainstream media opted to prioritize pandemic hysteria over promoting all news. Terrorism continues. Simply hoping that it doesn't affect you is not a strategy. The new book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, featured on The Author Show, is now available in paperback from bookstores, online, or as an ebook exclusively through Amazon Kindle. Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you by Joseph M. Leonard. Order today.